Dana here.
And Stefan.
And today we're going to be talking a little bit about Easter traditions in the US and in Germany and dyeing Easter eggs.
So I start with this egg. And what do we have here?
Yeah, so today we're dyeing Easter eggs in the way that I also did it as a child. So this is with hot water and vinegar and colorful dyes. So that's why it smells here like a bag of salt and vinegar potato chips.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Yes. Is this how you dyed Easter eggs as a kid, or?
That's how we dyed Easter eggs, but we also had different stuff. But this year, either we were too late buying them or...
But it seems weird. It's the week before Easter. How can we be too late?
So we just found the tablets, but normally there's also this gel sticks that you can paint on, or actually paint brushes that you can paint on with a magic marker. And I didn't see any of them in the store, so we're just doing this.
The good old way. I like it this way. I don't need any gimmicks. I just like putting the eggs in the dye.
And we're not dyeing so many eggs. When I was a kid, we dyed like 20 or 25 eggs. And today we're just dyeing 9 eggs.
No, we had 10, but one didn't make it out of the package. So in the US, there are also Easter egg hunts.
Yeah.
Did you have those? Are those popular in Germany?
Yeah, we had Easter egg hunts, but mainly in the family. And I'd never searched for Easter eggs themselves.
Like the colored eggs?
Never the hard-boiled eggs.
Okay.
But like the chocolate eggs or the toys. So it's not like Christmas where you get big presents, but I got some small presents and they were hidden around the backyard, and yeah, we had to find them.
I would say that in my house, my parents did hide some of the hard-boiled eggs, but then they also hid like plastic eggs that were filled with chocolates or jelly beans or something like that. But then in addition to the Easter egg hunt at home, there were also community Easter egg hunts that you could go to. Yeah, so you could go like to the community park, and then there was a big field there, and a bunch of kids would come and the organizers would hide. I don't remember if they hid. Yeah, I think they did hide real hard-boiled eggs, and that was the problem, because if they weren't all found, then it would start to stink like a week later. If there was one Easter egg that wasn't found, you'd start to like smell it in that one area. But they also hid like chocolate stuff. Nice. Would you like to show your first egg?
So, did you get any presents other than chocolate?
Not really. So in my family Easter egg hunt, at the end of the Easter egg hunt, there was then an Easter basket. And in the Easter basket, it was mostly hollow chocolate bunnies and jelly beans and then some little toys. Hey, that's cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so good. Here we go. Look, it's Stefan Egghead. How about the Easter Bunny? Is the Easter Bunny a thing in Germany as well? In the US, the Easter Bunny is big.
Yes, the Easter Bunny here is big as well. Of course, it's Easter. The Easter Bunny brings around the Easter eggs. And yeah, there are sometimes even real bunnies in the backyard. I've heard of that. But mostly it's a cartoon on either stickers or on the chocolate that you get. There's the Easter Bunny, and the Easter Bunny is like this standing on the hind legs in brown.
But it still kind of looks like a bunny.
It definitely looks like a bunny.
Whereas in the US, the Easter Bunny that's in my mind for an Easter Bunny is this very cartoon looking thing. I mean, like, it looks like, a person in a bunny costume is what I picture as an Easter Bunny. And maybe that has to do with the next thing that I wanted to ask you about. In the US, so like at Christmas time, in the US, people often go to the mall to take pictures with Santa Claus. And in the US during Easter, kids, not adults like go to take pictures with Santa Claus, but kids. And leading up to Easter, parents often take their kids to the mall to take pictures with the Easter Bunny, which is a person in an Easter Bunny costume. Does that exist in Germany?
Never heard of it. And when I saw the photo from you as a child, the Easter Bunny looked horrifying.
But I was really happy.
You looked really happy on the picture. I never heard of that you can go onto the mall and take a picture with the Easter bunny.
So what would you say are the typical Easter sweets that you remember from your childhood?
Chocolate.
Just chocolate.
Chocolate, hollow out chocolate. Basically the same sweets as the Christmas sweets, just in the shape of a bunny or even of a little chicken. Mm-hmm. Yeah, or egg, like a candy egg.
I would say for me, jelly beans. Jelly beans, and I guess that's because they look like little eggs, maybe, sort of. Also, Peeps. So Peeps are these colorful little, I think, marshmallow things covered in sugar. So basically, it's just sugar. And they also come in chickens and rabbit shapes. Mm-hmm. And I remember those being really big around Easter. And then also hollowed out chocolate in the shape of a bunny.
And for real food?
For real food, I remember us eating an Easter ham. But that's pretty much the only Easter food that I remember.
Okay, now we're getting dark here. So at least from the region where I'm from, my grandparents all had rabbits.
You eat the Easter bunny!
We had rabbits in the backyard and we had rabbit for Easter.
Yummy.
I never thought about it that we were eating the Easter bunny, but yeah, basically we had rabbit.
Do you think that rabbit is a common food in Germany, or is that just like your grandpa, or would you say no, it's pretty common?
I personally think it's a common thing. We had like 10 or 15 rabbits in the backyard.
And then after Easter there were 9 or
yes,
13 rabbits.
And also for Christmas.
Oh, I completely forgot to mention, as far as sweets in the US go, the Cadbury Egg. So in the US, right around Easter, the Cadbury Egg comes out, and I was really shocked when I went to England for the first time and I saw that they have Cadbury eggs there all year round. I'm gonna go for it.
But there's also an egg there.
Yeah, I know.
It's still laying there.
I know, it's really soaking up the yellow.
It's soaking up the yellow.
Yeah.
We have also one broken shell egg.
Yeah.
So the egg itself will probably be also stained.
I think you should dye that one green because that's really appetizing. Green egg.
This one, here it is. There's a crack. It will be green.
Yummy. So we talked about the Easter bunny. We talked about dyeing Easter eggs. We talked about the foods. We talked about the sweets. Mm-hmm. We talked about Easter egg hunts. I don't remember.
What is all the fuss about the Easter egg roll?
You know, I don't really know anything about the Easter egg roll. I've seen it on TV. I've seen the presidential Easter egg roll, right? I don't really remember ever doing an Easter egg roll. So Americans out there, if you've ever done an Easter egg roll, please let me know your experience with that.
What is an Easter egg roll?
From what I've seen, it seems to just be that people put a hard-boiled egg, I think it's hard-boiled, on the ground, and then they have to roll it with a spoon or with their hands. What I did do was like an Easter egg carry, where you have to put the egg like on the spoon like this and carry it, and you can't let it fall off.
Did you ever hollow out eggs?
I didn't. My grandmother did from the Czech Republic.
We blew out the egg, and then there was a lot of scrambled egg.
Yeah. So you actually did it, or like your grandma did it?
No, we blew out the egg. You put a hole on one side and the other side, and then you...
That's so cool. Oh, that's really awesome. Okay, next year I want you to show me how to do that. Because I've only heard about it, you know? No. That's so cool.
And then you can paint the shell.
And one thing that I really, really love here in Germany is that sometimes you will see Easter egg trees. So trees with little plastic, colorful Easter egg ornaments hanging on them. And one year we decided to do this at our apartment, but it snowed that year. And so that was really weird to see our Easter egg tree covered in snow. So our question for you is, if you celebrate Easter, what kind of Easter traditions do you have, and how do you dye Easter eggs? Please let us know in the comments below.
Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you. If you want to make sure that you don't miss any of our videos, you got to click the little bell down below there. And also a big thank you so much to our patrons on Patreon who help make these videos possible. Thank you so much for your support. If you would like to check out our page on Patreon, you can find a link to that down in the description box below. Until next time, auf Wiedersehen. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. What was I supposed to say with the bell?
On the summer.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the park smells a little funny this summer. It's because of the Easter eggs.
I think I got a mower once, like these toy mowers.
Lawnmower.
Lawnmowers.
And today we're going to be talking a little bit about Easter traditions.